I think he isn't afraid to get aggressive, which a lot of Astra players don't do as much. Like a lot of them fall into the trap of being way too passive. When teams do that smoke like over and over, or just anything in general that like is trying to kind of cancel out your smoke, it's probably better to just like commit your smokes elsewhere and then focus on fighting for that space.
Yeah, this is like, so smart. Don't want to leak 100 Thieves strats.
I mean, from like ranked and like watching some stuff as well, like.
Have you ever wondered what it's like for a VCT coach to coach their own players? Well, today I invited Coach Rudi to join us in VOD reviewing 100 Thieves Zander. Coach Rudi is an assistant coach on 100 Thieves, and this VOD review is a recording straight from the live weekly events inside our new coaching program called IRP Lite. For less than $1 a day, you get access to our private Discord community, weekly live events where you can directly ask questions, and exclusive access to our archive of IRP lessons from over a dozen other VCT and 1KRR Radiant coaches. The first 200 people who join using the link below will be given an alpha Discord role that will let you gain access to exclusive behind-the-scenes coaching content. Now, without further ado, hope you guys enjoy the video. Rudi, do you want to introduce yourself?
So hello, my name's Rudi. So I worked pretty closely with like all the players, especially Zander, because he's new coming into the roster. So I think it would be good to give some insight on his decision making and kind of how he uses Astra, especially because I think he's one of the best Astra players right now.
What makes someone a really good Astra player?
The most important part is knowing when you can take risks. You need to know like when you can take space, but also like staying alive as much as you can because you have a very important like role in the game. And I think he just knows his limits very well.
Second star ready to suck or stun.
Yeah, it's annoying the mini-map's covered, but you'll see a lot of like pre-placed stars, which we'll talk about. Because I think with Astra especially, it's really important to know.
Mm-hmm.
There isn't anything crazy that round. It's nice that he's holding his stars for his team. Yeah. Like he had 2 in his inventory at the start of the round. So as default stars, I think those 3 are always going to be very good. Any stars in general, like around the barrier, is nice just to have as like, if the enemy team try to rush, you already have something ready there. And you should usually try and keep 2 in your inventory at all times.
Mm-hmm.
That angle he's taking on B is quite nice.
Just crouch,
just jump
to the wall.
Or, yeah, or just like holding a tight angle. It's hard to get punished, and also like you get really good info if you have that line.
I can concuss, you can go through. I can concuss default.
And you can see now because he kept those stars, he can use it to help his team.
Yeah. Like how he's holding wide for the peak.
Yeah.
Most people would put a little tighter. Pretty much takes the same line.
Yeah.
He's going aggressive here though.
Again, because it's eco, like he's probably gonna look for some
stars,
some aggro
light armor. Also, notice that he doesn't place any stars in the beginning here. I would think that if I'm fighting mid, I would want to like at least put a star like top mid. I just thought it's interesting he doesn't place any stars.
It might be like a mix of things. Like it's eco, so maybe he's trying to save them if he can. Also, like the problem with Astra stars is if you place them and like the other team sees it pre-round and you haven't placed that star before, yeah. So like I'd say if you want to go like aggressive in mid at any point, you should try and like start putting a star there for a few rounds before you actually do it.
Yeah, it's like conditioning them.
Yeah. So like in this round, he doesn't place it pre-rounds, he waits a little bit so that the other team doesn't see it because like they want them to run into A main and get trapped.
He used that to help his team main.
Yeah. And that's another play, like one of those things with like taking risks when you need it. Like he's getting crunched from doors and B main, so he smokes himself and looks for a pick, which I think is really nice. So because they scanned 4 with the fade reveal, he put 2 stars instantly. Which is again, like, because he has 2 stars like still in his inventory, it's very nice for him to just have that ready.
The angle advantage right there. Uses that so quick. Sun's in front of the wall.
Yeah, like when you wall off the bomb from the other team, like they're always going to push through, either like instantly, or if they have like a util, then they'll wait. He like expected someone to swing close, so he stunned, but they swing, like they swung far and then...
Yeah, like this KJ probably had to get pushed back. That allowed him to trade the clove.
Yeah.
Unlucky here. Just over to A, because they've been having trouble holding that. Did you just use standard stars here?
Yeah. There's like the standard 3 passive stars, and then you obviously have your aggressive A main one that he did a few times, and then, for example, like your top mid one.
They're owning.
A nice fight. Like they're running it down into the other team with Neon ult.
When do you think is like appropriate to adapt? Because for almost like 5-6 rounds, you know, Zander played over B, and then you finally decide to switch over A.
The thing is, it's hard in ranked especially, because the setup towards A was fine, they were just losing, and Zander was getting a lot of good info on B, but he was just like not having any like individual impact.
Yeah.
So I mean, switching up your position, like you can do it whenever really, as long as you have like major teammates aware. When you feel like you're not having like individual impact, like you're not seeing people, or you feel like you're not doing much for the team, like especially on a role like Astra where your util can go anywhere, so you can kind of play wherever, that's when you should start moving around. Like if the other team's going the other site every round, usually you could just start like moving over towards them, but just as long as your teammates are aware, you're leaving the space you're holding before.
And I like this clip right here where he actually repositions himself after Silva pretty much used like a lot of util to get info for his team. So it's like a nice little off angle. People like coming out of this smoke won't really be able to guess that he's up here. And then I also really liked how he kind of calmed the recall right there.
I recall that.
He did it twice for Jed and Neon.
Recalls in general are really good for like getting back onto an angle. Especially when it's in like a smoke position. Like the other team will get caught off guard quite a lot by it. And it's also really good against like operator and stuff. Just like breaking that line of sight is really strong. And that's also like, yeah, it's a really nice angle, like similar to the B one he was doing.
That's early info.
Yeah.
Or for arts as well.
Yeah. Like you can see how fast his reaction is. Like as soon as there's any utility that might be like showing for an exec, he puts down another star like in front of his smoke.
Yeah, and I think sometimes people... Oh, I like this smoke too. I think one thing to note is like, I think people generally can feel like they need to conserve their stars too, to like have it for, I don't know, post plan or like default, like when they're planning and stuff. But I think it's cool that Zander like doesn't really hold back, because it is forcing the enemy team to also have to trade their utility to try to get past the util.
Yeah, exactly.
And this smoke is really nice to play around.
Yeah, like giving yourself a smoke that's a bit further out is something that like smokes players in general should use a lot, because you can give yourselves like little pockets to play around and things like that.
Oh.
Like, that's one of the examples where like picking up the star is going to be like really dangerous. I think this was just before the Neon nerf as well, so at least that can't happen as much anymore.
Yeah, even pros all pray.
I mean, literally everywhere, everyone was praying to get rid of Neon, like how broken she was.
He's pushing up.
Yeah, like when he noticed the other team kind of stopped playing for A main as much, he just kind of went and took that like aggro space. Like that's kind of the risk taking I was talking about, where if you know that there's like one person in a main, even if you're on Astra, like it's okay to take that risk every now and then to look for that fight.
I'm going in Astra form.
Like how he calms that too. Like he's not gonna have his gun out.
Oh, I did the wrong one.
Yeah, he accidentally sucked long.
Yeah. But it's like really important seeing like how he values his life. Like he doesn't overswing like when they're pushing. And when he did get killed, like he got traded. Actually, no, he didn't. But he should have been traded because they had to peek really aggro to kill him.
That's a lot of pressure on the attackers to plant.
And especially when you're in pit, they can't really plant like tucked in the corner on default.
Right.
Because you can just
You're
spam them.
gonna get spammed.
Having one person in that position, even if you're not like fighting, it kind of stops them from planting for a while.
I can pull.
I guess it's ult, so probably use it this round.
It's last round. It'll be interesting to see what he does for retake.
Oh, I like the smoke.
Yeah, it's really nice to flood on backside. Unfortunately, like he doesn't really get a chance to use it, but it's nice when you're coming out of CT to get to backside.
Yeah, it just isolates a lot of angles, all of backside. Kind of helps you route this way to clear everything.
He just doesn't love me.
Ghost and 3 stars with the take back star for B.
I mean, this is like pretty standard. The take back star for B is like probably the most important star on the map, just because like the angle he was taking last half is the same thing like most people will do, and if you can force them off that angle, it like makes them very scared of B.
Because you'll always be worried at least there's might be one lurker.
Yeah.
Heaven and CT.
Yeah. You'll see how the heaven smoke is like a bit further left. And that's like one-way CT as well. Just kind of like multi-purpose.
Yeah, so I was wondering if this was intentional.
No, I mean...
So just a little bit to the right so that it covers it and just like that.
Like just instead of having it in the middle of heaven, just have it like as far left as possible while still smoking properly.
Yeah.
And like it just makes it difficult for the CT people to run out if they want to.
They can still see here though.
Yeah. They'll always have like one angle unless you like don't smoke heaven.
Yeah,
you
they just won't be able to fight this angle.
Yeah, it's more so like when you come out.
Yeah,
like,
so when you're coming out this way, you know, you don't have to worry about this at least. And
then once you have sight clear, like the CT angle where it's just holding like kind of default is a lot easier to fight because it's just one angle.
Yeah, you'll probably clear elbow first from long, and then this, and this last. I like how he concusses that instead of smoking it.
Yeah. And I think a lot of those kind of stars are nice. That look like they could be smokes. And then they end up being like sucks or stuns.
Because people will sometimes play on the star thinking that they're going to get smoked off as people
like pushing. Ready to walk through it.
Yep.
My smoke's going away now.
No, that's another like small thing. It's like less specific to Zander. It's more just like a general smokes thing, which is nice. It's like
just calling when
trying to count your smokes.
Down.
Yeah. Like try and have like a mental note of your smokes. Usually like if you're smoking from start rounds at around 125, you should say like your smoke's going down soon because it's 18 to 20 seconds normally. Or like 15 if it's
15 for close, yeah.
So yeah, like mental note, like for most smokes, like 125, 126 is like when you need to be careful when your smoke's going down if you're doing it on the start of the round.
I have not seen that retake smoke before.
So
it's for
normally,
is it okay? It's to fight for aggression with this.
Yeah. So usually, like if you hear noise or like he was doing it off fade dog that round, I think. That style's like really good to stop people from running up A main. And if like the Fade Dog tags something, he probably just stuns.
Stuns, yeah.
And then they can fight.
This is also, I think, something that I think our players would find useful to know, like when to actually like cancel pushes. Cause there, from the countless VODs that I've seen, you see all of this happening in front. You even put that star there. You suck. Your smokes are still up.
Going through.
And people would have kept pushing through, right?
Yeah.
Zander's even calling, I'm pushing through, and then he doesn't do it. So, how do you know when you should or shouldn't? I want to hear your thoughts on it.
I mean, in that situation, it's like your duelists have gone out and you've been mollied off. Like he got Killjoy mollied, and then they'd already like got onto site before he even came out. So at that point, you kind of just have to think like, do you just go out and risk it and try and trade, or like you just cancel? And also his teammates weren't that close to him, so I feel like him going out there, he would have just got like killed instantly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just a mix. Like look at where your
just
teammates
shows good
are.
Awareness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I think
and like
I think he probably paused like before he went out right here in the smoke. He probably just looked out where the rest of his teammates were.
I'm going through.
It's like very quick, like checking your mini map, checking just what's in front of you as well, and then you can kind of make the decision.
So sorry.
I'm just running back.
Alright, let's go.
One's gonna be there.
Oh, that was 1 star. I want to see the standard Heaven.
Fight together.
I'm picking 3, 2, 1.
Big together. Hey. Oh, Yeon's just so...
Yeah, unlucky.
I don't think it's just
Okay.
Yes, yeah.
Those are the default stars.
Yeah, and there's like another one you can put like indoors, like the one he stunned on the second round.
Right here.
Yeah, like either there or like just in the middle of yeah. Because like that could be like a lurk smoke, or it could be a stun.
Oh yeah, because yeah.
Yeah, like that smoke's really good when, for example, like they have a Killjoy turret, or like they're just putting one person there. It's like really annoying. It's just annoying because it forces you to hold 2 different things. Yeah, and that's like a smoke that like if you don't know where to put like your last star, that smoke will always give you some sort of value. Yeah, either they have to put more people to hold, or like they'll have to push through it, which will kind of like give you info.
Still leaves a star on A.
Yeah, he'll probably pick up at some point.
This time he put stars on Heaven
Yeah,
to just completely block it off.
yeah. So like CT and Heaven are fully like shut down now.
I'm looking for like.
What do you think he did there?
Yeah, I mean that close smoke that they keep doing like in the middle of site is to help flood for out of like B-Link. So when teams do that smoke like over and over, or just anything in general that like is trying to kind of cancel out your smoke, it's probably better to just like commit your smokes elsewhere and then focus on fighting for that space. Cause,
yeah, this is
like,
so smart what Zander's doing.
It's like a very micro thing, but like you noticed it like the last time they went B. So this is just like a general thing. Yeah.
Because if he smokes this, it's useless. Like
they can. Yeah, they're just gonna run out.
They're still gonna run out because of this smoke.
And obviously, like having it for CT is really nice as well. So
no, he didn't even. There's no way he could have seen that on the map too. There was
that's
a
like
smoke
a general
here.
thing.
Yeah,
like that you saw from the last round.
Really good adaptation.
And like honestly, like that's something that is very difficult to pick up without just playing a lot and like understanding smokes like those, because it's just like a kind of habit you notice a lot of smokes players pick up as well, of just trying to like maximize their value, because smokes is a very simple role at face value, but like those little things are gonna like help a lot.
That's pretty crazy.
Oh, I did not mean to fucking full smoke this. Okay, no flowers.
Happens to the best of us. His two lists are going in typical rank.
Yeah, I mean Neon Jet is just running it down.
It's a mini map trade. He'll maybe do that star here.
Maybe he might just look
Or-
for kills as
yeah.
well. I mean, because they're executing B.
Yeah, he doesn't want to give any presents.
Yeah.
Nice.
They're not like
I want to see what wall he did. He just walled off heaven.
Heaven, and I think it gets like a bit of link as well. Yeah, yeah. So it kind of gives him like a way out of link, but he's like lurking there, so it's okay.
It's harder, I guess, to play postman on B because they changed up the pings.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting seeing how people adapt to it.
Yeah, even in VCT, like, what are some things you've already been seeing teams try to do? Don't want to leak 100 Thieves strats.
No. I mean, from like ranked and like watching some stuff as well. Like you can notice people because you can still ping like with your crosshair. So a lot of people like hold the bomb, and then when it's about to get smoked, they ping it themselves, like with crosshair, and play for spam that way. In general, it's just going to be hard. A lot of people are just playing on site more. I think you'll see that like in general, in ranked, in professional play, like everything.
I think it's a good
So it's
change.
just a lot harder. I think it's really good. I mean, post-smart meta is already like bad enough when you have like mollies and Astra pools and stuff. Like you don't need pings as well. People will still play off-site when they have like that util, for example, but
Take care.
I think you should run.
Yeah, I think we should speed this up.
Time for...
maybe they play off-site now. And my jet's still there.
They're rotating hella. I have timing. I have to just...
Oh. Oh.
I don't know how he's even lived there, to be honest.
I don't know.
You could be pit already. I'm fine for
Then kind of helps pick that.
Yeah.
He doesn't get spammed. And this is just like a much better plant than
Yeah.
being tucked
Than the
in,
one, like,
guys.
fully
Yeah,
tucked.
because at least the art players can see it. But if you do have art,
They have art
please,
control, so-
yeah, please do that plant instead.
Yeah. If you have like a lurker or anyone like in general towards mid, it's always better to do that plant if you can.
Don't pick.
And you see, because he has time, he's gonna go all the way around. Like he pulls the bomb, and it can't be on.
Oh, the Sova is so aware too.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty good of the server to be aware of that.
Yeah, because they don't have art control. I don't think
Honestly, like
Zander was
that
even
was a
ready.
bad fight. Yeah, like for
should've
Zander,
won.
it definitely wasn't a good fight for him.
Yeah,
But like that's like more of like a raw mechanics thing than taking a good fight, because he definitely wasn't ready. Like he shift peeked onto the angle and his crosshair wasn't like placed very well.
yeah, it wasn't pre-aimed. Where did his third star? Oh, right there.
Yeah, so this one is more like just taking
Just take,
control of doors.
connector.
Yeah, instead of like a lurk smoke. It's a nice smoke for taking space. You'll see like when obviously like Fade Dog's gonna go through.
Yep. Back mid in case someone pushed out a main.
Yeah,
Can you guys walk up to my smoke?
I mean just in general, like being in a very contested area is gonna be difficult to like put stars down and stuff as well. So
Yeah,
it's nice to like break off from the pack and re-clear space slowly.
I like that calm too. Can you guys like walk up to my smoke?
Yeah, you guys. Can you hide backside? Go ahead. Backside. Oh shit. Cussing?
Wow, I'm planning safe.
Nice. That was so good too. Cause that can cuss, like, even if it doesn't stun him, it forces people to move back, and you know. their
Yeah, like
guns-
it
guns not
pushes them
accurate.
forward or backwards.
Yeah, forward or backwards, guns not accurate. Unless it's very rare that I've seen people like perfectly counter strafe moving
Yeah.
forward and backwards, so it's good.
I think I might be long. Hold on. I'll pick a few.
Clear life. You have to lead, okay, John.
Last player standing.
Both.
One enemy remaining.
Trinity, you're welcome. Pulling them in.
I mean this is really nice, like as a reposition from him.
Can we just break that down?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
why this was good?
So like, especially in general, like people assume Astra is going to be like far away, especially with a star on the bomb. So like the first kill was definitely just catching them off guard. Like they weren't even aware of him being backside. So
Go for you.
Enemy remaining.
Trinity, you're welcome.
But it's just so interesting to me, like, because this is clearly not planted for long.
yeah,
And so I wonder, like, why. Maybe they thought, like, they were doubled up with KJ.
yeah.
Like, but I don't know. Like, I wouldn't think Zander would play back pillar.
This plant is like not a great plant anyway. Probably a mix of things. Like they probably think that he's doubled up with Killjoy, and if he has a star and bomb, like he's comfortable playing a bit further away.
Pulling them in.
But like for example, like this was really good. Even just
You would think he's, like, here, like,
yeah,
playing back where he was.
pulling the bomb is like really good on its own, and a lot of people like delay pulling the bomb as well, like for a few seconds, like get maximum value. But like he pulled straight away, which means like the jet can't instantly swing after tapping because the pull is still like
Happening, yeah.
pulling him in. So he like instantly walks as he pulls, and then he can get to that position without jet like being able to peek.
Complete risk-free way of just repositioning.
Like the only way jet can get out of that is if he like starts like full stepping and like running out of the pool or like updrafting
Zander
or
is
something.
ready for that.
Yeah, exactly. And like if you're giving audio in a 1v1, like you're always going to be at a disadvantage.
I'll do this again.
Oh, that.
The pillar smoke is just even more pressure. Like it's a lot of people do that for like just B executes.
Yeah, and I like how he was able to do more of that because he had the wall to play with.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so pretty standard wall like this.
Yeah. And he just smokes deep. Oh, he stuns.
I've noticed he always stuns Pit.
I mean, pit is like the most common position.
Yeah, instead of smoking it. Because I get it, right? Because if it's smoked, then you can't clear all of this.
Yeah.
You can
Also with like neon jet, it's really easy to like
that.
dive on backside.
Getting some nice shots there.
And you can see like he's not overthinking his util either. Like he has extra stars, like 3 recharging and one's
came through backside.
already down. But he's like making sure he's just gun out helping his teammates.
Backside again.
Remaining.
Open the wall. Too.
Yeah.
Nice.
In general, that was like a really good game. I think attack showed more of what I was talking about with like taking like good risks and being aggressive where he needs to be.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of good examples though, even on defense, how he would take space when, you know, you could sense that the enemy team was giving up some space
Yeah,
and
exactly.
stopped rushing. Also, like the take back stars. And I mean, we saw some rounds where he actually pushed the B long smoke.
Yeah.
Got 2 for 1. And even like the smokes that stick out more using.
Yeah, I mean he
bringing
did that a
those
few
pockets.
times with like just playing around his own smokes is really nice. You can be a bit selfish with your smokes, especially in ranked where like people aren't gonna be as good with communicating as like they would in like his team, for example. It's always nice to have like the ability to play selfish as well, because you can get a lot of value out of playing like around your own smokes and stars.
Be your own playmaker.
Yeah, exactly.